Hey, we are live, my friend.
Not yet. Not
Not
yet,
yet.
boo-boo. Don't peek too early. Now we're live.
Shall we? Do you want me to, if I was really in a good mood, I could just get up and start do a little Greek dance for you. Maybe one day.
Can you? Does this remind you of home?
It's a little bit like Greek music, yeah. Okay. Parts of it.
I miss this song, mate.
Beautiful.
Do you know what? I have to be honest. I'm not sure.
The music there sounds Greek.
Hey, this bit.
No, the other bit. But there was a bit of Greek music. I don't know if in Money Heist.
I have to ask, how many plates have you smashed in your lifetime? Consciously?
On purpose or by accident?
No, on purpose. In tradition.
Not that many, to be honest. Do you know what? It's more of a Greek thing in Greece than Cyprus. We like our...
Okay. And do Greeks and Cypriots look at each other like Englishmen and Scots?
No. No. We're kind of on the same family, on the same friendship, let's say. Scott, you guys are more rivals.
No.
You don't think so?
Not when it comes to football.
No, it's not the same, mate. It's not the same. Like Scotland want their independence. They don't want to be part of.
Good on them. That's what I say. There is so much.
Who wants to be led by bloody Boris?
Well, you're still there, mate.
Huh?
You're still there.
I know. It's true.
You're letting him lead you, mate.
I love Boris. I think he's brilliant.
Really?
Yeah. I think he's fantastic.
I never thought those words would come out of your mouth. Wow.
He's coming around for a barbecue next Sunday. I might kill him.
That's weird, mate, that you would even let him round for the barbecue.
No, just to skewer him.
Apparently, according to Adrian, Scotland is a tax haven.
Is it? Oh, I thought I had to go to the Caymans for that.
Is it? No, maybe Greece or Cyprus. Yeah, my friend was saying that Dubai are opening up. It's the new cosmopolitan place. They're doing loads of digital nomads, lower tax levies and stuff like that. Apparently, loads of people are flocking from all over.
There's no tax
in the last couple of months.
Employees don't pay tax.
Yeah.
Right.
So there's so much, but there's loads of levies that they're offering out, and a lot of people from Europe are going over to Dubai at the moment. And apparently it's the happening place around Europe.
Yeah, I think a lot of people now who are it might be an interesting new trend, but a lot of people now that are making money online, as things are shifting, probably are going to start to move to these sort of countries to avoid the tax. Yeah, that's a real. I mean, funnily enough, I've had conversations before, with my accountant, like, what's the, a tax efficient way of paying the least amount of money on my crypto profits, and he's like, move to the Caymans. And he was deadly serious. I'm like, mate, I've got kids. I'm not moving to the Caymans. Like, but we would literally say, you don't want to pay tax, mate, move to the Cayman Islands. Like, that's a bit drastic, mate. I'm happy to pay some tax. Just tell me the least amount I can pay.
He knows you, though. He knows that you would take it to that extreme. So he just gives you
Jesus Christ. No, I'm not
I think me and him would get on pretty well.
But I asked the question, I guess.
Wow. So did he come back with a more family-friendly option? Because I have to say, like, if you're single or you're in a couple and you don't really have kids,
yeah, you could.
And that whole tying you down. What's been amazing for me is something called financial arbitrage, and it's absolutely superb. Where if you're earning money in sterling, or you're taking a bunch of money in sterling, and you're going to a country where the sterling is worth more, you're already getting more buying power. you're already getting more buying power, and the cost of living is reduced massively, and it's amazing. Thailand, Bali, even Australia. It's not as good as it was, but it's still fantastic. So I'm getting an uplift on my living by not even spending any more money. Financial arbitrage. I learned that one about 5 years ago before I started my digital nomad dreams and journey, and it's been amazing.
Makes sense.
Places on that, obviously, but then you start layering on other things. But that could be a whole show by itself. So, but yeah, did he offer you another option for taxes?
I've got an expert who's going to help me. I might share the information with you, Gavin, if you're nice to me. But I'm looking at different ways of doing it legally, but paying the least amount possible. So
awesome.
I will, whatever I find out, I'm happy to share.
Cool. So look, just before we go any further, a bit of housekeeping to do. Benjamin Brown is in the house. Before leaving a comment, please grant StreamYard permission to see your name at StreamYard so that we can all see your name. So if you're feeling jovial, Hussein Afi, hi all, a cute picture, a nice little hat.
Beautiful picture, yeah.
We get to see who they are. Rory is in the house. Good morning, gents. VJ's in the house as well. Good to have you here. Tony's in the house. Great to have you with us, guys. We have got a bit of a competition to clear up, though. The top 3 in this order. 3rd for our little competition. If you're new here, by the way, we've started doing this little competition, and it's just kind of caught on. Who can do the first comment in the comment section? Kevin, new to our Crypto Like a Pro student program, so he's enrolled in that. He is 3rd. Claire, she is 2nd. Beautiful photo, Claire. Thank you for that photo. Who's also a student as well. And Slavomir. Boom. Slavomir again. This is becoming a bit of a. He's the favourite now. Every week.
Yeah.
So, guys, thank you for joining in the little competition. It always makes us smile to see everybody just firing in their messages straight away. So let's get down to it. The world's changing, my friend. The world is changing. We are in the process of some massive changes, and none more so than what's going on in between the fiat markets and the crypto markets, right?
Yeah, definitely. I think, but what's interesting, mate, is that what you said. And it's becoming more and more apparent that, yes, things are changing, but people generally don't change until it's literally happened. So they don't spot the trends. They're not looking at the world changing. They're sort of denying it, trying to avoid it. And that's the majority of people right now. So anyone in this group, anyone listening to this, anyone who's already involved in the new digital way of exchanging value for money in a digital format, and what we're doing now essentially is going to be streets ahead of the game, and most of the wealth is going to be built up now. For me, this is like it's as like we said, when things change with the internet, it's the same here with cryptos. And don't be swayed any other way, because this is happening, and this is going to happen in a very big way. And I still believe this is the beginning of that change. Nothing major like this can happen overnight. There's a lot of people that didn't want cryptos to happen, but they're happening. And even, which I don't know if you're going to be speaking to me about it today, but there's going to be multiple things that happen that are going to try and scare you. Simple as that. They're going to try and scare you off your game, whether it's somebody's opinion, whether it's what you read on the news or hear on the news, whether it's the markets crashing because of an announcement and you think it's all going to go to zero and you're going to lose all your money. All of this is fear, and you just got to be prepared for it. That's all. Just prepare yourself mentally, and nothing will disturb your flow. It's really that simple. And I'll talk more about that if you want, if people want to hear more about that, how you do that. Yeah,
let's go into that, because that's really interesting. And I love it when we have new people new members, especially. We are broadcasting live on YouTube and on Facebook. If I was a professional, I would have said that at the beginning. But here we are, alas. Alan Moore, thank you very much for tuning in. First time comment. I don't know if you're a first time viewer, because we get a lot of viewers that don't actually comment. So if you're new, put your comment in the comment section, because we love to see new members. And apparently, a little congratulations. A little birdie just told me just before we go live, we've now cracked 3,000 members in the Crypto and FX Traders Club. So thank you very much to your support, guys. We know that this is just going to be the start of things, and as things get more mainstream, we will keep on growing. So a nice little comment on that. So Alan's saying, I found fear the main issue with people. So yeah, if you want to go into that a little bit more, because it's easy saying that, mate, and it's easy for you with 18 years experience, but for some of us, we're holding cryptos especially, and we're seeing the price go down, and it's like, you are going to feel a little bit of fear, right? I think that's natural.
Fear is there, and it's there for everybody. But you know, I think it's about preparation for it. So I've said it before, like if you're investing in something and you're investing and you're only thinking of the upside, you're only going to be disappointed because at some point because the upside is almost in your head priced in, like that's what you're expecting. You're buying it and it's already going to go up in your head, and the money's coming into your bank account. But then when it goes the other way, you haven't really factored that in. So the first thing that I would do is I would consider what's happened in the past and say, well, could it happen in the future? So for example, like back in the sort of bear markets of the 2017 area, we had a correction of about 85%, 90% in some cryptos, right? Which is major. Now, where in 2021, things are very different. Cryptos are kind of looked upon differently. There's institutional money. They're becoming much more accepted. Do I ever think we're going to get that kind of correction? No, I don't. I don't think we'll ever see a correction like that again, like an 85% drop. But do I think it's possible to have a 50 or 60% correction? I think it is possible. Now, you have to decide what kind of risk appetite you have. Now, for the guys that are on our course and are trading, there should be really no fear, because you're trading and you're coming in and you're getting out, right? So you're just catching moves. So I've seen like quite a few of the students just posting, you know, I've made this amount and closed it. I've made this amount, I've closed it. So when you're trading, it doesn't kind of apply in exactly the same way, but of course you are probably going to have some long-term holdings, and I recommend that. I even recommend that on the program. Like, you should have some holdings. So those holdings will fluctuate up and down, but I guess the most important thing is like, if you don't over margin, if you take a sort of let's say, for example, you factor in, I don't know, a 50% drop from your entry price. Well, in that case, you could set your stop at a 60% drop, like where you would lose all your money, like that you invested. Now, for me, that's like medium risk. What's the chance of such a big drop? I think it's very small. Now, I like to kind of get, I am not somebody to sit on the sidelines and just let it happen. Like, so you could put your kind of stock wherever you want, but I take a more aggressive approach where I would be factoring maybe like a 20-30% drop as my kind of where I'm stopped out of that position. Let's say, like, if I'm holding something long term, I will margin it up and say, if it drops 20-30%, then liquidate it. It's fine. So it's an isolated margin. But the honest truth is that it will rarely happen, because when I see the signs that I'm not happy with, that the market's going to turn, it's going to pull back, as we see on the weekends, it often pulls back. If I'm not happy or it's overinflated the price, I will reduce my positions. And this is what I've done in this correction. I've reduced my positions. I've still got positions, but I really cut them quite dramatically, so that I'm going to let this this correction happen. I want to kind of assess it without having a massive pullback. And, you know, I'll finish actually what I'm saying, and then I'll say one more thing. Like, without having a massive pullback.
The floor is yours, my friend. You say as much as you want.
No, but like, the one thing that I've kind of adjusted as well is there's signs in the market anyway, right? You can see them where the market might turn or whatever, or might correct. That's one thing, and even that we can get it completely wrong. However, the one thing that you can look at is, let's say, for example, like if you were as aggressive as I am, or whatever format you are taking, we get the pullbacks, and then we use that pullback to buy, right? So we use margin, we use our spot, we use it to buy cheap, right? So let's say you had, I don't know, we'll talk about sort of smaller accounts. So you had invested 10 grand, your account went up to 14 or 15, let's say 15, and now it's back down to 11. And you're looking at these prices, they're at the perfect technical areas to start buying them back in. So now you buy them again, and you use some of your margin. You've got a little bit of extra money there as well, because you've made some, you're still up a grand, and you now buy a little bit more than you bought before, using the extra margin that you've got. And then the market pushes up, and suddenly your 10 grand has become 20 grand. Now that's 100% increase. Now I would look at my account and say, are we at an extension of my account? Like, is my account due a pullback? So I'd also look at my account and say that that's an excessive growth in a very short period of time. Is my account due a pullback? And I'd look at my holdings and I'd say, well, this looks a bit overpriced. This looks a bit overpriced. Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to cut them in half. I'm going to reduce my position sizes in half. If it carries on parabolically, fine, I'm only making half, but I'm preparing myself for that pullback. And then, but if it does pull back, now I've got an extra bit of money to buy them even cheaper, and I'm just loading up that way. And that's basically what I've been doing. And yeah, and that's kind of like really a strategy to manage your account. Because also, like, for example, VeChain, right? For those that were on the crypto course will know, from day one, I said, you know, it is super cheap. Like, seriously, 3-4 cents is so cheap. Like, I don't even understand how this crypto is 3-4 cents, because this is something that is proven. It's in the mainstream already. It's been used. I knew it was being used for a couple of years or a year in Cyprus, in the hospitals, and I knew it had use in Africa. I knew it was being used and effective in helping people, and it didn't make sense. So I started buying lots of it. But then what happens is, it's like it's at 24 cents at the moment. It peaked at 27 cents, right? Which is a massive increase from 3-4 cents, whatever that is, whatever that works out to be, 8x, right? So then what happens is that you now have, see, like when you're building your initial portfolio, what we recommend, or what I recommend, is don't be too heavily weighted on one crypto. Like, have a nice balanced portfolio. But obviously, if one is done better than the others, you're going to have a much larger weighting in that crypto, right? Because it's just happened. So then your portfolio becomes susceptible to a massive pullback, because now you might have, like, let's say you invested 5 grand in VeChain, and now you have 40 grand of VeChain, but the rest of them, you might have 3 grand of whatever, of ADA, 4 grand of this, or 2 grand of this, and 40 grand of VeChain. So then what happens? You get, let's say we had a correction, your portfolio is going to have a massive correction. Even though it's money that you've made, it might just be prudent to just review it and say, look, should I maybe lighten up a little bit? Is it overpriced? Can I get in a little bit cheaper? And then look to buy it again. And you've got to decide how much shall I keep in this particular crypto. So you have to definitely balance it out, I believe, because then you could take something and you could take some of those profits and say, well, could I put it somewhere else? Could I put it, for example, I posted today in the group, like Zeal, which was on support, which I bought this morning when I posted it. So you could say, well, actually, maybe I shouldn't have so much in VeChain. Maybe I'll take a little bit of that. I'll put it into Zeal because that's perfect right now to go up. Or I'll put a little bit into something else that I think is perfect to go up. And so you just are then you're just rebalancing that portfolio, if that makes sense.
Very good stuff, mate. Very good stuff. And Alan agrees. Yes, agreed. Always protect our capital. So glad I tuned in. Alan, spread the word because we're lucky to have this man here giving us his time. Another new comment, another new watcher. Very cool hair, Chelsea. Chelsea F. Dogecoin up 20%. Tell me your take, because we haven't ever spoken about this. And my missus in the weekend, she went to she was at a baby shower. And afterwards, she was like, oh, I was at a baby shower and people were talking about cryptos. I was like, oh, okay, which one? She was like, oh, Dogecoin. People were laughing at it. And I was like, I'm not sure that that's a crypto. Technically it is. But what's your kind of, what's your take on that coin in particular?
Well, this is...
and thank you for your comment, Chelsea, by the way. Much appreciated.
Yeah, no, thanks, Chelsea. I mean, basically, it's an interesting one. It just shows you that it's all about demand and supply, and it doesn't always matter if there's demand for something for whatever reason, the price is going to go up. I'll be transparent on this one. I had two accounts where I had some Dogecoin. One was on Bittrex, and I say I had because I no longer have. I had 20,000 Dogecoin, which I literally must have bought for like $100, something stupid low, right? Something, because what I was doing back in 2017 is if I'm being honest, I bought a few coins that I was just diversifying, but I didn't really know too much, and I was just buying whatever I felt was okay at the time, and just putting small amounts of money into it, just to mess about in a way. And then obviously Mr. Tesla himself tweeted about...
No, not Mr. Tesla. Not Mr. Tesla. Let's get that straight. Mr. Tesla Mark II, who took all the proprietary information and has got access to all of that. Mr. Tesla.
Did you create it? No.
Maybe in a past life.
Oh,
maybe in a past lifetime.
Well, because you're very, yeah. Okay. Well, I don't know anything about what you're talking about, but we won't get into it now.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. So anyway, so I had some. So I must have. I don't know what I paid, but like maybe $100, $200, whatever. And then obviously we got that tweet, and then the market went to like 6-7 cents, and whatever it was worth, a few grand. I thought, brilliant. I think I sold it about 7 cents on Bittrex, 20,000 of them. And I thought, well, do you know what? It's probably one of those. It's got pumped. There's nothing to this crypto. It's a meme crypto. It's like, why is this going to go higher? I can't understand it. And obviously I sold. Now, you've got to make a decision. I just didn't really understand. I still don't really understand it. But anyway, the funny thing is, though, is I might still have, if I get it back, because there was this exchange called Cryptopia. So I don't know if those have been around for a few years will know it. It was called something else, actually. Instead of Cryptopia, we used to call it something with an SH. Yeah. So anyway, and obviously it was proven that way because it went bust. So it went into liquidation, but at the moment we're in the process of, providing like what holdings we had, and I actually had 30,000 Dogecoins in there, as well as some other stuff. So I may still actually have some Dogecoin. I don't know if well, apparently we will be getting it back, but I don't really trust all of this stuff. It's going to take a while.
Yeah.
But maybe somebody has forced me to have Dogecoin for some reason, because I would have definitely sold it. But now I may have 30,000 Dogecoin. So we'll see.
This space.
Exactly. I'll let you know.
I mean, this is a different philosophy. Chelsea saying mine too because it was cute. Literally the only reason. Well, if it's making you money, Chelsea.
Yeah.
Did you think the picture was cute, Andy? Be honest.
Dogecoin.
Yeah, a little dog.
Not particularly, no.
Oh yeah, you're a cat. You're a cat man, aren't you? That's why. That makes sense.
I have loyalties to cats, yeah, because I have a cat with me.
Fair enough. So another question. This is a really good question. Andy, is it safe to say that in crypto, when you trade with coins, you really need to monitor, as when Bitcoin goes down, everything else follows and vice versa? Now, I've kind of been looking at that myself, but obviously you're the pro trader. So what's your take on that, mate?
So when you trade with altcoins, I think is what he's trying to say, should you monitor what Bitcoin is doing? Is that what I think that's what he's trying to say? Because when it goes down, everything else follows and vice versa. Yeah, you have periods in the market where that's happening. So right now is that time, but you'll see that there are periods where they don't move together. So if you're noticing when you're trading now that they do, so Bitcoin drops, everything drops, then absolutely have that in mind. And then you have like periods where it's alt season, where essentially altcoins outperform Bitcoin. So it has maybe less of an influence. And I think that time is coming. But I guess that's going to be proven. But yes, it's definitely worth keeping an eye on it, keeping an eye on the correlation. If you're noticing that's happening, then definitely use that to your advantage. And you know, and that goes kind of with any signals that you spot. So, you know, for me, this is the thing, it's not guaranteed, but obviously for those that have been trading cryptos, you will notice that on weekends we often get pullbacks. Not every weekend, not every Saturday and Sunday, but
sometimes
we do.
It rips, doesn't it? Sometimes it rips.
Yeah, so it's a hard one. We're just looking at probabilities. That's all. We're having this information, and maybe, for example, maybe it's like Friday afternoon, and you're looking at your cryptos, and you're like, okay, I want to buy this. I want to buy VeChain. I want to buy this. I need to add some of this to my portfolio. And then you go through the charts, and you know we use the VWAP to kind of identify value, but you know, and obviously other technical stuff. But the one thing that I'd say is like, is the information useful to you to know that actually weekends we get a drop? Yes, it is useful. Now it's not guaranteed, but you might think, well, do you know what? What I'll do is instead of me just getting in, I'll put a limit order in. Let me see if it does drop over the weekend and see if I can get a better price. And that's what you can do. Now, the good thing about that as well is that, I don't know about you guys, but if I'm buying at market or if I'm maybe overpaying for something, you're already kind of like, you know, you're already in the back of your head thinking, especially if you've got that information, oh, is it going to drop? Is it going to drop? Could I have got a better price? Am I just sort of getting in here because I don't want to miss the move? So I prefer not to get in at market in general. But what I do is I admit I put alerts in. That ZIL trade is an old alert, to be honest with you. It just popped on my phone, and that's why I took it this morning. Nice. But I need to go and re-energize my alerts, and that's a process. You need to go back in and go through all those charts again and see what's valid now. And ideally, you want to do that as frequently as possible, at least once every couple of weeks, once a month minimum, really. So it's probably been about a month since I've done that now. So I need to go in and do that. But that was an old one. And I looked at the chart, I thought, brilliant. I'm going to take that one.
So did you post it? I can't remember if you posted that in the free group or in the student group. The ZIL.
That one is in the crypto, in the student, in the other one, the FX and crypto one.
In the main group. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So have you got another one that you haven't made public that we can talk about, or do you want to break down the ZIL one? Because I think it would be good to actually, if you've got one that you haven't published, that springs to mind from an alert. Don't want to put you on the spot or anything, but just as a reward to people for tuning in live, that might be like a nice little thing. I know you've got a few tricks up your sleeve. Just while you're doing that as well, Alan's saying again, this is really interesting actually. If you'd bought Dogecoin at Christmas for 3.5 cents and spent 2.5 grand USDT, you'd have gotten 327K to cash in right now.
Crazy, right? Crazy.
Or like what you're saying, you maybe take 50 of that off, right? And then leave the other 50 in? Or would you have been all over that and taken that all?
Do you know what? I mean, I don't know. I mean, I never anticipated it ever being moving like this high. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I'll be honest. I'd struggle to hold something that I really couldn't see the value in it.
Yeah.
Because I think, is it going to eventually, is this joke going to kind of end? So I would probably be cashing that, to be honest, or keeping a very close eye on it, let's say. Or I don't know. I don't know what I'd do, but I'd probably be cashing it, if I'm being honest. I don't know even how I would even have held it. I think the only way I would have held it is in this situation where I literally have no access to it with Cryptopia.
Well, yeah, you might want to get hold of that little puppy then.
No, that's the problem. Yeah, no. As long as, well, if it keeps going up, mate, I'm going to really pursue it to make sure I do get it back. I mean, I am already, but literally, I didn't really care. I made the application thinking, well, these coins are literally useless. Because it was a rubbish exchange, I just literally kept rubbish cryptos in there. And one of them was Dogecoin, and the other one was Electronium, which is also starting to move up. Interestingly enough, so I definitely have some Electronium and Dogecoin in that. So we'll see what happens.
So let's take a case study, for example. This will be interesting to break down because you were in Ripple. You did pretty well in Ripple. Well, when we say pretty well, I think if I remember correctly, that was the one you used interest of $57 to turn into $30,000, right?
Yeah, pretty much. I just borrowed the money from my.
So, I mean, that's not bad. That's not bad. So what is your position on Ripple right now? Because a lot of people are talking about it. Apparently, is it going to keep going down? Where's it going to go back up? The usual questions. So maybe that might be a nice one for us to kind of look over your shoulder at.
Yeah, I mean, I've taken some off, and I am still holding it though. So I took some off. So I've been kind of rebalancing it, just looking at what's going on. So I must be honest, I was looking at it around 175, thinking, it's hit $2. I think we'll get a retracement here, and then I'll look to buy it back at 145. But and I closed out some of it. And then I did buy back around 150, but as obviously it's dropped. It's dropped more since then. So I've got about 2/3 of what I originally had now. But I saved some money on the drop to 150 basically, and then I have bought since then around here around 130. So that's why I've started to, now I've got 2/3 of what I had before. So the idea is like get out and then look to just rebuild that position up lower down. And that's kind of like, what I'll cover today is I'll go through VeChain. Ideally, I have a great price to be able to buy it at, but it would be a gift if it goes down there. We could do that one. So I'll give you two options. We can do, that one, or we can do Icon.
Guys, put your let's get a bit of interaction in the group. So which one would you want to see? VeChain breakdown, live analysis now from the man, the myth, the legend, or Icon?
Don't know how long Icon will take me, to be honest. I haven't even prepared it, but I can still. I came thinking I'll do, but yeah, no. I mean, well, put it this way, guys. If I'm going to do VeChain,
the consensus is VeChain. However, Snake Trader, also a new viewer on YouTube. I like your style, my friend. I like your style. Go aim high, and at least if you only get one, then why not? So, Kevin, that's a good question. Which one has the bigger potential? Very good question.
That's a very good question. I think both, but
Snake Trader's in your head. Snake Trader's living in your head, rent free, mate.
No, I mean, if we do it soon, I could have a look at both.
Let's do that then. I will shut up is the polite way of you saying that, which is only because we're on air. You would have said it in a much more different way had we have just been on a private call, right?
Don't see VET dropping now. That means who said that? Snake Trader. Yeah. Snake Trader's definitely got a big position then. But I don't see things dropping either when I'm in them big.
Well, look, can you stop talking now and just get your screen up? Because I'm going to get in trouble for if I start laughing and joking on that. Let's get the charts up and go to the business end of the show.
Oh wow, Alan's I just want to kind of, can we say?
Oh, you're just going to read? Are you just reading to yourself? Or, you're bringing it up at least. You're learning how to press the right buttons. You're a dangerous man when you know what to do, mate.
It's very true. Good to know, Alan. I know who to contact now if I'm in trouble. No, he said, well, I always believed it would be overturned. That's why at 50 cents I took the punt and bought a significant amount. But obviously 50 cents versus $2 is two different things. Like in terms of like when you're actually going in and investing from now.
Yes.
And you see, and I am good at predicting. He does have a big position. All good. Right. Let me do a share. Let's have a look at these. Let's break it down.
Talking. He's still talking, and it's not even my fault this time.
Be quiet, Mr. Gavin. Right. Let's bring this down. I'll move this over. And okay, can you see VeChain?
Yes, I can. Okay,
so let's bring it up. Let's start from here. So this is the thing. This is the crazy thing. I mean, you look at it now, you think, oh, I wish I was in it from here. We were. This is what it was doing back here. Nothing. And obviously now it's gone quite parabolic. But I do think that we are ultimately going to hit at least $1. I said that from back then. That's what I was posting. That's what I believe. I think we'll hit at least that psychological dollar. So the question is not whether I think it's going to go up. I do. I really do. I think it will go up. It's just a question of like, is it wise to kind of stick with it and, just ride through the pullbacks, which you can do. And the reality is like whatever position you've got, here's the thing to think about. If you don't get stopped out, you're not going to get a margin call, right? And this market does pull back, for example, and then it goes up to $1. Are you going to be wealthier? Yes, it's really that simple. So in some respects, if you're not going to get a margin call, if you're not going to get stopped out, and eventually it does go higher, then you're going to make money by not pulling out. It's that simple. Now, in terms of like portfolio management, the other way of looking at it is that if there's if you had a crystal ball and you knew it was going to go down, for example, and then go up, then in that situation, obviously you would get out and buy it here, right? So that kind of goes without saying. So the question that you have to kind of ask yourself is like, do I want to sit through a pullback and just be okay and not manage my account, or would I rather just ride the pullbacks? So I have a balance of that. Sometimes I will ride the pullback, sometimes I won't. And a big part of the decision making for me is, how far has this run? Is there another opportunity that I'd like to invest in, that I could use some of these funds? How big a weight has this got on my portfolio? So those are the things I kind of ask myself and make that decision. So let's have a little look here to see what we've got. So we will identify some. So I'm just gonna have a little play around, little zoom out, and see if there's anything here that. So this was like, you can see the difference, right? Like, look at the way the market was kind of going up before versus this bit. So this is like really changed speed here. And I guess that the concern is like, are we going to come back to like an equilibrium and then go, or is this just going to carry on parabolically? And it could. That's the thing. When something's in a parabolic move, it could carry on. I mean, you could just get another pump here. At some point, you may get a big correction. It's just whether it's going to happen now or not. But the thing is that what we can do is we can actually be prepared for both. And so what I would tend to do is like, I'll have a look here and identify, essentially the sort of breakout that the market is doing right now. And let's zoom in. Okay. And you can kind of see, right? So if you can see from this picture, like when we break through here, the market runs. When we break through here, the market runs. And look how it comes back, reacts there, and then breaks. So look what's happened since then. We've got this, and possibly we could even, and by the way, guys, I had a little look before I came on, right? And there is quite a bit of orders, about 6.6 million on Binance, of selling at 26 cents. And if you look at 26 cents, it's there. So that's going to be a barrier. Now, if you clear 26 cents today and we are on this side, I'd get back in. As in, I am in it. Let me just be clear. I am in this, but I'd be looking to increase my position size if we can do that. Because if we clear that block, and that means we're also clearing this resistance line here, the likelihood is that the market will probably go higher. I like this higher. Ideally for us, it would be perfect if we can get this to pull back, and I'll show you where I'm looking. So I'm looking ideally for something like that. That would be a steal somewhere down here. And we can also put in our fibs. Okay, so I'm just going to use our Fibonacci tool. And I'm going to draw the up fib from here. I'm just going to zoom in on this. All right. Let me just let me get rid of these. And so the way, for those that kind of know the way our Fibonacci works, the way we use them, we have retracements that are color coordinated. So you can see here that the market has pulled back here to our gray, which is a deep retracement. And so that would kind of predict that this market may go back to the gray zone. And, you know, if you kind of look at where that is, let's say we hit 26 cents and then we kind of do something like that, spike into here. So that is also an old level of resistance. Okay, and that would be a steal. Like, I don't know if we'll get that. And for those that are holding long, I don't want you to think, oh man, I need to get out of my position. Don't react to what I'm telling you here. If you're not in this though, and you are a value buyer, and you're looking for value, and you're looking to catch something that is likely to go up higher, this is a steal of an area to buy. So anything between 16 cents and 15 cents would be an absolutely perfect entry. And if it doesn't pull back, then you're going to have to look for a breakout. So something like this. Again, you're going to play a parabolic move. So you're going to go breakout and then possibly something like that. And you're looking to buy it like that. And then you're just kind of saying, well, you know, we're now trending on this more aggressive line. And that's where we are right now. And that's possible as well. So, you know, and obviously I like to use the order flow to identify where those key levels are. So if it pushes up, where's it going to push down to? And then we'll be looking to kind of buy it. So that's kind of the plan. This is the ideal scenario for value buyers. Second scenario is let it break, get the pullback. But right now, if you're not in it and you've got this massive block at 26 cents, it just doesn't represent good value. That's all I wanted to say on this one. I can have a quick little look at Icon unless there's anything you want to...
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
Yeah. So I'm not going to talk too much about this one, but what I will say is this. This one, I'm just going to show you the weekly chart. I bought some yesterday. I was already in this one, but I was thinking, oh, I should have bought more when it was up here. And, you know, and I'm not going to get the opportunity to get it at $2. And it obviously came back to $2, so I bought some. But here's the thing that I want you to see. Have a look. I love coins that have proven themselves in the past. So in the past, this one has been as high as $13.25. And then we had the bear market, and it's basically done it what everything else has done. But this came alive. Actually, this is one of my favorite ones because also this one and ADA are the ones that really grew my account. So I was buying them down here, and ADA as well at 15, 20 cents. And now it is where it is, but there's so much potential for this to go higher. And look, $2 is significant. Like, look at the past. Like, look at how important $2 is. Support, resistance. Look what's happened, guys. We've broken through resistance. We're now acting as support. And it just feels like, for me, a springboard here, ready to go higher. So obviously you've got to make your own decisions. I'm not saying it's going to do that. I'm just saying I'm long on Icon, and I think it's a great project. And I think there's a lot of potential for this to go higher. And I think it represents decent value, even where we are right now. But you can wait for a pullback. You know, you could even take, let's say you wanted to buy this today, you could just take the current move. Possibly, if you want to get a good value buy, you could get it at the 618. Around $2 would be a steal. I think I said that to somebody yesterday. But even where we are right now, you could definitely buy it. It looks like we're going to create a morning star there on the 4-hour chart as well. So, but it has had already a little pump today. Whether you want to try and get a better price if you like it. And you could also look at this, like if you look at the hourly chart, this is not bad as well, where you had old resistance that you could try and. So if you'd like to put a limit order in, you could maybe it's even like a little sort of inverse head and shoulders, and then there. So maybe that sort of price there's a happy medium, 209, something like that. And that's it, guys. Hopefully that helps, and it's giving you some ideas. I can answer any questions if anyone's got any.
Yeah, if anybody wants to put any questions in, just while we're waiting for questions to come in, guys, if you're here already and you're involved in cryptos, you know this is an unprecedented time for us to do this. If you want to get involved, we're going to put the link in for the crypto program. You can find out some more information. Check out the comments in the group. People are making money doing this. If you want to learn, you've got to decide when the time is right for you to kind of take that plunge. And if the sorts of thing that Andy's showing, if that interests you in learning how to do that, and there's a whole bunch of other combinations of indicators and things that you can learn, then definitely check out the link. Snake Traders happy. Amazing. Thanks, Andy. Also, another new viewer. Amazing to have another new viewer, Annabelle. Thank you very much. Good afternoon to you too, Annabelle. I hope your crypto trading is going well. So yeah, just want to say that obviously, we're not ashamed to say that we've got an amazing course that is getting amazing results for people. So yeah, we're going to post that link in there. Check it out. I've been talking about that just to wait and see if there's any questions that have come in, but there hasn't been any questions, only some comments. So I'll give it another 30 seconds or so. And if there hasn't been any questions, then we'll close up.
Yeah, no worries.
Tony's saying he's still in VeChain.
Yeah, and this is the important thing, guys. One of the things that I used to do, which was wrong, is think like, well, break my rules because an expert's told me that's what's going to happen. So you have to follow your own rules. You have to be comfortable. Or I'd oversize on because I thought somebody was an expert, so I'd go all in on something. I'm talking about 15 years ago, not yesterday. But that's kind of how I felt, because I felt like, well, obviously I don't know anywhere near as much as that guy, so whatever he says, I'm just going to copy it. And I do believe it's good to model, it's good to get ideas, but you ultimately have to own what you do. You have to really own it. It's yours. You make that decision. It's your account. It's your money. It's your hard-earned money. You've got to decide where you put it in and wherever you want to invest in, how much you want to invest. So I just wanted to make that point, because I know that people sometimes react to stuff, and I'm glad Tony said he's in VeChain, and if his plan is and he wants to hold it, because that can easily break up. I'm not saying it's not. I'm just saying I prefer that it doesn't, and I get a nice pullback so I can load up at cheaper prices again, and so I'm making more money. But if it does break up, believe me, I will be in it, and I've got some position in it, but I would just be adding more again.
Awesome. One question that's come through. We keep so FX questions are for the FX show or in the group, and crypto, that's the rule we've made now. So crypto questions only, please. Any thoughts on the BOE announcement about crypto pound? Have you got any kind of thoughts on that, or are you going to wait until something kind of comes a bit more with that?
No thoughts at all, to be honest.
Show's over then, guys.
Sorry, mate.
Mate, that's one of the things I love about you. You say it as it is. No thoughts, no comments. He doesn't really care. If it's going to move, he'll trade it, and that's pretty much it. So, anything you want to say to our lovely listeners before we bounce?
No, that's all. I mean, I've noticed that we've had a lot more people on YouTube today than normal. Normally we get people on FX on the Facebook group. So just if you guys want to be part of our community, I'd really recommend that you join the Facebook group. What is it? Crypto and FX Traders Club.
There you go.
Crypto and
you
FX.
Remembered it, Boo Boo.
Oh, mate, it doesn't say that on the left hand side, does it? It says the FX Traders Club.
Well, you can't see it because there's a live symbol on it. So yeah, the Crypto and FX Traders Club on Facebook. Apply if you're YouTube viewers. Just go there and we'll process your application and you will be in the group, and we're posting results. Students are posting results. People are asking questions. It's a real kind of good place where good people are coming together and exchanging energy and information. So
strictly no spamming, no scamming, no nothing, like just positivity. That's the most important thing. So we have foot soldiers getting rid of all these like crazy stupid links that you see in other groups. So I think you'll enjoy it. If you're intending to spam, then don't join.
Yeah, fair shout.
So
nice way to end the show, Boo Boo.
Yeah, there you go. And it's very worrying that you're calling me Boo Boo with all these new people.
Hey, I've said it 3 times now, and it's worrying me that you haven't reacted to it until then.
Well, yeah.
If I don't get a reaction,
can we just make it clear, mate? We're not a couple, and we're both straight. Well, I am straight, actually. I don't know about you. And I'm married. Because there's new people who are thinking, oh, well, these lovely gay couple are nice. Not that there's anything wrong with being gay, but, I'm not.
I'm just going to let you keep talking, mate.
But you might be. After you were telling me offline that what you were doing.
Really?
Yeah, what you were doing in Greece. Yeah.
You wish, mate. You wish. Just to make it clear, I'm in Australia to get as far away from this guy as possible. So read into that what you will.
Yeah, true. I feel
I'm glad Afi saw the funny side in what you were trying to say, because I just wanted you to keep digging, mate, to be honest. Right, guys, we're going to bounce. It's coming up to an hour. So we love you. Thank you very much for watching the show. Make sure to add your contributions and your comments into the group. We're going to really grow this thing and kind of just make it rip like one of the cryptos. So that is it from us. Thank you very much for tuning in. We'll be back next week for our FX show, which is the FX version of this, which is called Pips Like a Pro. If you're new, again, you can tune in on YouTube, or if you're a member in the Facebook group, then you can watch via Facebook. So that's it from us. Hope you have an amazing day. We are going to leave with our theme tune.
Thank you, everybody.
Have a good day.